This video is designed to share all the details you'll need in order to start using the integration from Connectable to AAESAP. So I'm going to walk through the steps with you, the things that need to be considered in advance, and then you'll be able to start making use of the system. So the first thing that I recommend is for most programs, the way that the students will get in is by self-registering themselves. So if you go to active students in your platform and go to student view, this start form here is the link that you will be giving students, that you'll be putting on your website for students to go register. So that's an important first step in the journey. This gathers the basic information, allows the students to translate into their language of choice, and gives them their program choice. It also creates an account in Connectable. And so that would be the very first step. Once they complete this step, and of course, when they choose a program type, they'll be able to see the next. They will then go to the registration form. The registration form mirrors what's in AAESAP, and these are all the fields that are required to send the data over to AAESAP. What's really important is to recognize that if a student has not completed the registration form, they're not ready to be sent to AAESAP yet. Because you don't have all the information. How can you check on that really quickly and easily? If you go down to progress, you'll want to see that it says account creation and student information at the very least, to know that that information from that student is ready to send over to AAESAP, because that means they have created the start form. They're now in your platform. You'll see them there. And they've completed the registration form so that you can send them over. Now, many of you will have other steps beyond that, perhaps an appointment. Like here's a typical process followed: account creation, student information. Some will have photo ID, then an appointment, and then maybe a course can be assigned. So step number one is to make sure that the registration form, the student information form, has been completed in order to be able to send them to AAESAP. So I'll go into this sample record here, and then you can click on Edit Student Information to see all the information that was completed there. And here's all the data. Everything is good and set in here. So you have two choices from this point. If you wish to send that individual student to AAESAP, you can check the box down here and click Submit. As long as all the fields are completed above, it will save anything that has been updated, and then it will send that over to AAESAP. And I'll talk to what happens on the AAESAP side here in a little bit, and I've attached a document from Carmen Morrow, who's the data person at Northwest Shoals, who went through and wrote up the steps of how to find them in AAESAP and add them to a class, etc. So if you're doing them one at a time, that's a way you can handle that. If you wish to do more than one student at a time, you can go over to the AAESAP tab and then go to the AAESAP Approvals section. And here you'll see all the students who have completed the registration form and are ready and available to send to AAESAP. That doesn't mean to say you have to send them all, but you have a choice at this point when you're ready to. So let's say these 3 students are ready to be sent to AAESAP. As soon as you check the box over there, you will see a Submit to AAESAP button. So once you click that student, you'll confirm, and then those students will be removed from this screen and they will be sent over to AAESAP. So here's a way to get multiple student records sent over at one particular time. If for some reason that student record cannot be added to AAESAP, they will go into the AAESAP failed section here, and you'll have a list of those here on the screen that you'll be able to see. That means we were not able to send that record into AAESAP. That could be because there was a missing field or some other conflict. We'll have to do some research on those individually and work out what is happening on that side of things, or you may be able to go in and see what that process looks like. Like I said, once they are sent to AAESAP, the attached document, Word document, you can customize for your program, but that'll be the directions on what you do next. So let's say you're coming over to your ASAP approvals area and you're seeing students who already are in ASAP, and there's no need for you to send those over to ASAP. You can just scroll to the end of the row and you can press the delete button, or you can select multiples and delete. What does that mean? All you're doing is removing those from the ASAP approval screen. I really like this section as a way for you to manage the way students, well, I guess really which students have been sent and which students have not been sent into ASAP. So it might require a little bit of updating to get you to where you can start to use it that way. But if you go in and do that cleanup, you're not removing anything but that record from this particular screen. All right, so those are the basics. It's pretty straightforward. As long as the student has completed the registration, they'll be ready to send over. So I invite you to do some initial testing. What does that look like? I might just send a record or two at a time and then check in ASAP to make sure that it's come over and everything's looking good. And then once you've done that, you can start sending more. If you have any issues or questions that come up, and you're wondering about different things in relationship to this, just go ahead and send me back an email so I can give you some guidance and direction, or find out on some things we may run into that are new. But thanks again, and I hope this will streamline processes for you.